Hi everyone, hope you guys are doing well. I am super pumped to create this video on DILR because I really want you all to make this your strength section. Actually, for the three sections that exist for CAT, QA was never my strength and VARC was always fluctuating. So the only option left for me to make my strength was DILR. And when I started practicing it, I realized that it was actually a natural strength of mine, and I'll be revealing ahead why it was the case. But if you believe that DILR is a tough section, and is probably the toughest section among all the sections of CAT, I'm going to bust that myth for you today. No one is in at advantage when it comes to DILR. In QA, someone with a strong mathematic background can be at advantage, or in VARC, someone who already has a good enough reading speed can be at an advantage. Whereas in DILR, you have no defined syllabus, no structure, and no end to preparation at all. Which is why I believe this section requires just two skills, which I'll be sharing in this video. So unlike the other videos on quant and VARC, the structure of this video is going to be pretty simple. I'm going to tell you how you can prepare for two things that are needed for DILR: logic and speed. And for both of them, I'll be sharing some resources. And for logic, I'll also be revealing the method of preparation. So let's dig in. So, to begin with the resources to build your logic, the first thing you need is a dedicated book or a study material. So, I used Arun Sharma's logical reasoning book as well as DI book. You can find the feedback in the description. And I also used the time material. Now, my recommendation to you would be, if you are preparing for DILR, purchase either of the material. You don't need both of them. And if you are not taking coaching, or if you haven't taken coaching yet, then I would definitely recommend you this book by Arun Sharma on logical reasoning, and I will explain ahead why you need this. But also keep in mind that both these are just for basics preparation, and the questions that you will see in them are not at par with the CAT level. So does that mean they are not of any use at all? No, that's not the case. They are useful for someone who is not familiar with the concept of DILR and the kind of sets that appear in the exam. These will help you in building those basics. The next resource that you might need are sectional tests and mock tests. Now, in the beginning, you might feel like I don't have them and I can't purchase them at the moment, which is totally fine. But these are the kind of material which are going to help you with questions that are at par with the CAT level. I will share a link in the description which will contain some free CAT mocks, also some free DILR resources that you can use for your preparation at this stage when you're not taking coaching already. The third resource that I used were bank PO questions online. Now you might feel like they are definitely not at par with the CAT level. So why to go ahead with them? That is because in the entire process of preparation, I decided to treat each DILR question as a treasure and to take it as a challenge to crack the code behind it. And that is what I would recommend you to follow as a process throughout your journey. The only way to crack this section is to expose yourself to a variety of questions. Actually, if I have to break it down into three steps, they would be: first, expose yourself to the multiple types of questions that might exist under the umbrella of DILR. Second is to become comfortable with the unknown sets, because most likely you are going to face unconventional sets in the final DILR section in the CAT exam. And third, you have to enjoy the entire process of solving this question. So, this was about resources. Now, I will tell you about the method of preparation. The first step is to understand the different types, which is why I recommended to purchase either of the books. In the final exam, you might face a scenario like this wherein you will have to skip certain sets in DILR. And one of the best ways to choose which sets to attempt is the familiar ones. So you need to know which all types actually exist under DILR and how to go about them. In the beginning, I would recommend you to solve at least 10 sets of each type and then pick and choose whatever comes to your mind. So rather than what I did for QA, which is attempting each chapter first and then moving on to the next chapter, in DILR, I solved 10 sets of each type and then I mixed and matched and picked any chapter at random and started solving its questions, which made sure that I did not get demotivated in the entire process of DILR preparation. The second thing I did was to solve even the non-CAT type questions. Now, they might not directly appear in the CAT exam, for example, complete the series or blood relations, but they will definitely help you in building your logic, which I believe is important. At max, this step is going to take you 2 to 3 months. So I would recommend that no matter which stage you are in currently, if you have ample time for DILR preparation, start solving 10 sets of each type. The second step is to become comfortable with the diagrams of different types. This is important because one, it becomes an automatic process for you to draw the right diagram, and two, it helps you avoid silly mistakes or maybe redrawing the diagram in the final exam. So, for example, in the seating arrangement questions, if you come across a circular arrangement question, this is how the diagrams need to be drawn, whether it's 4 people, 6 people, 8 people, or 10 people. Now, the reason I'm saying this is important is because unlike QA, wherein the formulas or the concepts are given in the beginning of each chapter, in DILR, these things need to be developed on your own. So, when you solve a question, go through the solution of that question and try comparing the diagram that you drew and the diagram that the author has drawn. And then check whether it was exactly the same. And that is where you are going to find out the tricks for drawing the right diagrams. The third step is to create a mental legend of your own. Now, by mental legend, I mean some symbols or a particular kind of a nomenclature that you denote the different names by. So, as you might be aware, in DILR questions, there are a lot of names like Ram, Sham, Savita, Geeta, and you have to make them sit around a circular table or maybe around a rectangular table. And what happens is that in the exam, there might be constraints like some of them are male, some of them are females, and if you end up writing all this information down, it is going to cost you a lot of time, plus you are going to make silly mistakes because you'll be writing so much. So rather than doing that, develop a mental legend of your own, which you might automatically be doing. For example, I used to denote all the females by circles and all the males by squares, and I would write only the first few alphabets of their names. You can have a nomenclature of your own like this and you can decide whatever it may be, but what you have to do is you have to keep it consistent throughout your preparation journey so that in the final exam it becomes automatic and you don't make any silly mistakes. The fourth and the final step is to decode the constraints. This is the most important step. So, whenever you see a DILR question, the constraints of the question should be challenging enough for you to think of all the possible ways of solving the question. So, let's say there is a constraint which says 7 people need to be seated in a row and B sits exactly between A and C. So, what comes to your mind when you think of this statement? Now, the obvious thing that might come to your mind is maybe placing them like this. But then you must also try to understand that this is a tricky constraint that the author has definitely put in to make sure that you make a mistake. So you then also have to think of other ways to make B sit exactly between A and C. For example, these all types. So when you see any constraint in the DILR set, the first agenda for you should be to think of all the different possible ways and not stop at the very first thing that comes to your mind. With this, we come to an end of the logical building part. The second thing is how to build your speed for DI mental calculations. For this, I will recommend you 5 resources that helped me. The first one is the website called Math Trainer. This is a free website. You can just start the game using either your phone or your desktop. And the moment you start the game is going to give you some calculations to perform. For example, 2 plus 2 or 3 plus 2. And basis the time you take to solve those questions, it is going to tell you how much you can level up after each level. There are about 100 levels in total, and the entire exercise is going to help you build your calculation speed for DI. So I would highly recommend you to check this out. There is another website called Rank Your Brain which you can go through, which is of a similar type. The second is to learn some Vedic math tricks. So, in the beginning of preparation, I watched a lot of YouTube videos to learn these tricks. I will share a link in the description of a video that you can watch. That video contains about 100 Vedic math tricks that can help you with faster calculations. Now, in the exam, you might need some quick shortcuts to perform these calculations. And what I would recommend is go through 10 of these tricks on each day, and the following day just practice them. This way, you'll be able to go through all the 100 tricks in just 20 days. So consider it like an investment which is going to pay huge returns in the long run. The third one is an app called Mind Games. This is probably one of the best resources out there to check how good you already are at logical reasoning. In fact, everyone in my family has used this app and we used to compete internally to check who is better at logical reasoning. Apart from it, I would also recommend you to play some strategy games because the kind of unconventional sets that you see in DILR, for them you will definitely need strategic and logical bent of mind. So this is the third one. The fourth is an unconventional way of using number plates to your advantage. So when I used to travel to coaching institute, I would watch the number plates around me and try to mentally calculate the sum of their digits or maybe the sum of alternate digits and all these things. Now that you might not be traveling right now, you can use your leisure time and the numbers around you and start calculating them at random and check whether you're able to perform those calculations or not. And the final resource, which you might already be aware of, is a golden book, which contains cubes, tables, factorials, all those things to help you speed up your calculation. And I would recommend you to revise this golden book every weekend or whenever you get time. I will link my golden book again in the description or in the suggested videos above, and you can directly copy the entire book and revise it on your own. The final thing I would want to share with you is why DILR was a natural strength of mine. So, when I was in school, I used to give a lot of aptitude based Olympiads in which you get questions like which image will come next or complete the series. I used to love solving those questions and they used to make me very curious. I believe that in order to crack this section, you really need to work your mind and you also need to develop that ability to practice as much as possible, because after a certain point of time and after a certain amount of practice, you are going to develop a certain logical bent of mind which is going to be required to crack this section. So if a person who has not practiced throughout the entire journey of cat preparation believes that they can do it in the last 2 or 3 months, I would not say it's possible. In fact, to crack this section, starting from the very beginning and practicing whenever you can find whatever little time that you can find is going to help you the most. So treat this section with utmost respect and take out time for it from the very beginning whenever you find time and solve the questions. This was all from my side, guys. If you have any queries, put them down in the comments. And thank you so much for watching the video.